hope everybody is doing okay these days. I know that coming out of retrograde and everybody has emotional highs, emotional lows. It has been getting crazy out there. It's like we are not able to hold on to our emotional stability at this point in time. I'm sure there's an astrologer out there that can pinpoint the exact reason why we're all crazy right now. But whatever, we'll get through it. It never lasts forever, so just remember that. And a few things. So today's video is going to be about all of the questions. I know a lot of people posted a whole bunch of questions on my channel and on my community page for the remote view, and I'm going to go through a few of them, like do a big old blitz. So if you posted a question, I'm going to do my utmost best to get to it. There's quite a few, like 100 and something of them, but I'll go through the ones that I can pick, and the ones that I can do real quick I will do. Another thing, I know that on my Facebook page I posted that on my new channel, right? My new channel was supposed to be Unsolved Murder Mysteries with Tarot, and I changed it to Unsolved Mysteries with channeling them. So I did like 4 videos. I posted it. I posted that it's ready on my Facebook, and some people came and watched it, which is fine. So here's what happened with that. I did a Margaret Alabo, something along that lines, and apparently she has 8 children. And one of her children saw me channeling, and she wrote into YouTube saying, I know that this is not illegal. I know this is nothing I can do about it, and nothing you guys can do about it. Can you please get a letter off to the reader who posted this? And in this letter, it talked about how her mother would not have approved, because she was a very devout Catholic, she would not have approved of a tarot reader or a metaphysical person channeling or whatever. And in short, she asked me, she goes, I know that I can't make you take it down, but I'm asking you ethically, can you please take it down? Because my mother would never have approved of such a thing. So ethically, it would be wrong. I was floored. You know what I mean? I was so apologetic. I was like, oh my goodness. You know, that's never, ever the goal, to, you know, ethically do something wrong like that. So I definitely wrote her back, or I wrote YouTube back to give this a message to the people, because she didn't want to be contacted, you know, other than through YouTube, and profusely apologized. And then I thought to myself, I'm taking them all down. You see, unless I get a personal direct question or a direct response or a direct how can I put this? I'm trying to think of the word. Why do I never ever think of my words when I'm on, you know, my videos? Oh, it's so frustrating. Unless I get a request, personal request from a family member who is completely and 100% okay with what I do, I think for my own personal belief system, I will never do that again. I have no idea if any of these unsolved crimes and the victims, what their belief system is. And I would never ever want to disregard that. So I have to come up with something else. So a new channel, I don't know. I'm going to create as I do, because I'm a Gemini, and ask Spirit. You know, the weirdest part about that whole thing was I kind of felt weird about it. Now, sometimes when I feel weird about something, it's just because my insecurity shows up to the plate. Like, you're just kind of a little insecure about it. Go ahead. So I waited a little bit longer, and finally when I posted it, it still felt a little weird, like, oh, are they going to like it? Is it going to be too boring? You know, things like that came up. But I need to learn how to dig deeper into something that happened to me, as in this feels weird. Lesson learned. So anyways, with that said, I'm going to flip my camera around so that you guys can see all of the cards as they're being spread in real time. Okay, so here we are. And there we go. Alright, so here's the cards I'm using, possibly with the Light Seer. I love these cards. They really, really work with me. And also my trusty old tarot cards with keywords. I got them off of Etsy. If you forget what I said, all of my information is below this video. I also forgot to tell you guys that I am booked all the way to the end of May with reading requests. So I always take the summer off. So June, July, August, and I'll start back up in September. So if you still want a reading from me, just know that you're going to be booked in September going forward. Just letting you know. And all that information is also under all of this video. So there you have it. All right, here we go. I have one question here. This is from Bonnie. She asks, has the former president lost supporters? So let's read that first. Has the former president lost supporters? Let's see what happens. Because of the insurrection, I'm sure. I mean, since he has left office, I want to see if he has lost supporters. All right, let's see what we have. Two of Cups, attraction, loving, reunion. Two of Wands, which is fear of the unknown, lack of planning. That's interesting. Going forward. Hierophant. This is very odd, very weird. So what the supporters that have supported Trump in the past and currently is that they are just afraid to switch. They are afraid to jump ship into something else because they believe so wholeheartedly what the Republicans and what Trump is saying that they just do not know what to do. It's like the lack of foresight, the lack of planning. So that loving reunion, their problem is lack of understanding, the lack of planning, the lack of foresight. They don't have that in their consciousness. Because we have the Six of Cups here, childhood memories. That means that innocence of not understanding what's going on. And the strength is at his base. They really truly believe that 45 is strength, is something to be holding on to, which is weird. But going forward, so that's the back. Going forward is the Page of Wands, that travel, that discovery. They're willing to listen to something else now. That's weird unto itself. That they're willing to listen to something else. That risk taker. Right? That Page of Wands, that risk taker. Then we have the Three of Pentacles. They're investigating other avenues. They're investigating what other people are saying. The Six of Swords. Moving from turbulence to calm. They do not want a repeat of the last 4 years, especially January 6th. They do not want that repeated. We also have Lovers. And if you can see down there, doubt. They doubt that the love that they have for that. They doubt that they are being important to them. They're starting to doubt. So that's the best card ever, is the dilemma, the temptation, the doubt. See that? The doubt. Because once the Republicans have placed doubt in their base, it's corroding already. The doubt will always corrode a belief system. We also have the Hierophant. spiritual guidance, and transition, spiritual insight, and wisdom. So what I'm trying to say is, has he lost supporters? I think the corrosion is already underway. They have placed doubt in their base. They are looking for calmness. They do not want a repeat. Most of them are good people, to be honest. They really are. They just have that innocence. They do not understand the relevance of that lack of planning, that lack of the immaturity. They just don't have it with them. But it's starting to emerge. So is he losing? It is watching a mountain crumble. In slow motion, not fast enough for us, but yes. So let's see what the second question is. If so, has he lost enough? Or will he lose enough to become liable to the entire GOP? Liberty to the liability, become a liability. There he is. Sorry. My dyslexia kicks in always at the wrong time, at the wrong spot, while I'm live making a video. Isn't that special? So, becomes a liability to the GOP. All right, let's see. Will they... Let's project maybe in the next 2 years, okay? So it's pretty fresh. You know, they're still hanging on by a thread. They're still having fun voting for the criminal, the one they shouldn't, right? That's the immaturity. We're voting for the one that nobody likes. We're voting for the one that nobody likes. And so they're having fun. That childhood immaturity of fun. I just didn't know there were so many of them. All right, let's see. If he loses it, say enough, that he becomes a liability to the GOP. Ooh, what's that? Bickering? Yeah. So this looks like pops right out, right? So this one right here is talking about bickering. So they're going to be internally fighting. They're going to start internally fighting, internally bickering. They have no serious direction. I honestly believe that. They still are trying to spout this, spout that, and they are flip-flopping as they do. I'm pretty sure that Trump supporters have whiplash by now, because one week they support, the next week they don't support it because the Democrats support it, so they can't support it anymore. I mean, it's whiplash with them. And this is what happens, that internal fighting, that bickering. I'm going to put that at the base, the bickering. The Ten of Swords. They're going to feel it. The Ten of Swords comes up. What the thing is holding on to pain. Improvements won't last. Fear of ruin. That is their problem. The fear of ruin. So they're starting to bicker internally. They have a fear of ruin. Two of Cups, attraction and reunion. But the Nine of Cups shows in King of Wands and the King of Swords. Good God. Oh, you know what this is telling me? There's too many leaders in the Republican Party right now. Too many of them want to be in charge. Because I have the King of Wands, the King of Cups, and the King of Swords. I can't make this stuff up, people. So now that we have identified there's too many leaders, too many people who want to be on top, because the Republicans are really, really, really just scraping. And you ever seen competitions where they have to scramble to the top to win? This is them. They're all scrambling to the top. And it's chaos. Their base, everything that they're doing is chaos. And it causes heartbreak. And the Five of Swords, strife, tension. There's a little problems going on in their party. So, charity. At some point in time, the Democrats are going to have to show charity to his base, charity to the Republicans to get them back on track. Mark my words. There's too many bosses, too many people are trying to get the charge. They're in chaos, heartbreak. The Five of Swords shows up, strife, betrayal, loss. They're going to get charity through the Democrats, and that's what's going to save them. Like, come on. It's all right. Everything's going to be fine. That's who shows up to save the day. They're going to be treated like children. Oh, and here's the last king. All four kings showed up. But the last king is the King of Cups, which is Biden, the Democrats. That is going to show that kindness to them. They're going to see it. They're going to move. Yeah, that's a good question. I think 45 will become a liability. I think all of them are going to become a liability. Their internal destruction is something to be watched. Don't engage, just watch it. While we're over here doing what we're supposed to as human beings, we'll just sit back and watch the Republicans and his base just fall apart. Okay, on to the next. Let's see what we have next. Like I said, I can get to them all, but I'm going to do my best. Will Florida turn blue in 8 to 10 years? Wow. Why 8 to 10? You think it's going to be that long, huh? All right, let's see if the Florida will turn blue. If it's working on it. Let's see what's going on with Florida. It's all about the money, all about the money. Steady progress, all about the money. This represents Florida right now, all about the money. Then we have the Knight of Wands, which is impulsive, hasty, ruthless. But we also have a born leader. The delusion. Their whole base. Everything that they're doing down in Florida is an illusion. That's interesting. Huh. It's a come party with us. Come do this with us. Come do this. It's like nothing's stable. The Chariot. They need to move forward. They need to get out of that. They need to have mental clarity and emotional balance. And changing direction. Karma. The Wheel of Fortune, they've had a lot of money come through. They really have been lucrative. However, people are getting bored and disconnect with it because it's not real. That's what this is. The delusion. It's not real. So, going forward, if you're looking at 8 to 10, or will it ever turn blue, we're looking at how currently everybody's getting bored with it. They know that it's not real. They know that there's something up. The Queen of Pentacles, down to earth and motherly. So they're going to crash and burn. They're going to crash and fall. Coming down to earth. The delusion is going to be over. The Knight of Wands. Goal-oriented, fury of the young man. So the young people of Florida are going to be the ones who rise up and change the minds of the people. The young ones, the young men, the young women, the youth of Florida gets up and really gets into changing the minds and bringing clarity and truth. And then we have justice, fairness, truth, cause and effect, balance, honor, justice served. So if I was going to say that Florida eventually does turn blue, I think the young people will be the biggest advocates. I think all of that money is under a delusion, and they're going to be crashed down to, because people are getting bored and restless with the delusion. They're going to come down to earth. The young people are going to definitely get in there. So is Florida going to turn blue? Eventually, yes. It's going to have a blue-purple atmosphere. It's going to be their money and how they've been dealing with things. Is the delusion is going to crash. They're going to have like an economy crash. It's going to come down to earth. There you go. Okay, on to the next one. See, I'm already 15 minutes in and I've only done 2 questions, but we're working on it. It says, let's see. There's a question here. What caused Tiger Woods' accident? Okay, so I got intuitively that he had a seizure due to either the medication he was on or alcohol. And that's the reason why he had a seizure and then he crashed. That's my intuitive hit on that. I'm trying to see here. Here's one. Is Joe Manchin or Manchin, whatever his name is, I don't care, going to continue to a throne of Democrats' side? A thorn in Democrats, going to be a thorn in Democrats' side and keep voting with Republicans? If so, will Biden convince some Republicans, Murkowski, Romney, to vote with the Democrats to get nominations through and a COVID bill passed? Well, that I can't go into. Let's see if the Senate is going to pass the COVID bill. Let's do that. You know, the devil's in the details, and so let's just see if the Senate is going to pass the COVID bill, the relief bill. Okay. I'm going to do a simple cross. So what we have here is the bill, making the families happy. The bill, right? The 10 of Cups, making it the United States happy if this bill goes. The world is watching. The world needs help. The world is there. Then we have the Magician coming in. So what that tells me is this bill coming from Congress is that manifestation that they want it to go on. And we also have the Emperor, which is strong foundation and stability and a leader. Self-control, self-discipline, logic, and, tradition. That doesn't tell me much, does it? Let me see if I can go further. We have the 9 of Pentacles. We have the Page of Cups. We also have the 5 of Wands. They're going to be fighting about it, but in the end, they are going to be risk takers and passionate and friendly. And I do believe so. Biden shows up, the Democrats show up. The Democrats, what they want, show up. And then the High Priestess. The future unraveled. Acceptance of life's mysteries. So I think acceptance in the bill, it's going to pass. My prediction is that the Senate is going to have the internal fighting. They're going to go back and forth, back and forth. Of course they are. There's going to be a lot of people who make sense with the money. There's going to be a lot of people who say that we can't spend the money. We also have the Page of Wands where it says the discovery, the creative talent. Like this is chasing that adventure, the risk taker. We can take that risk. The Democrats show up. And the wisdom is there. So I would say yes, that the Senate is going to pass it. I don't know who's going to vote what, but there is going to be a little bit of an interesting vibe come out of it, flip-flopping back and forth. But eventually the King of Wands, what Biden wants, does pass. There you go. And the strength is at the bottom. The strength in it. Okay. There's that question. Let's see. What else do we have? Will the joy be removed? Will the joy be removed? Let's see how his career is going. I know I haven't used my other cards at all, but these are doing so well. Will the joy be removed? Will the joy be removed? I don't see that he's going to be liable for his decisions. Like, he made bad decisions and he did some bad stuff, but none of it is going to be legally held. He can't be legally held accountable. Ooh, the Wheel of Fortune shows out the karma. The karma of the whole situation, the opportunity and the change. It's significant for him. This right here, the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands is looking for assistance and planning and lack of foresight. That's what his problem was. Courage, power, and action. He had strength behind his decisions because of 45. He did. This is like, I was being told this, and that's what I did because that's what my boss told me to do. So he has strength behind his decisions, and he truly believes that. The Hanged Man, letting it go. The Eight of Swords, tied up, self-imposed. You did this to yourself, DeJoy. You're the one that locked and stepped in with the Republicans and with 45. You did this to yourself. We have no sympathy for you. Going forward, burden, the responsibility. Worried about other people. He needs to get help. Burden. He's very burdened. King of Pentacles shows up. The Ace of Pentacles shows up. So the King of Pentacles, he did it all for money, 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 money. And then the Ace of Pentacles, so the truth about your money dealings is coming out. And that is one of the reasons why I do believe that he's under the illusion, the delusion. Right here, the Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups also is choices. Choices that have to be made. And yes, he is leaving. The choices that have to be made, I'm so sorry. You invested in this, your money dealings is with that, you were tied up with 45, I'm sorry, honey. But you and your heartbreak will need to leave. There it is. Oh, there it is. Oh, there it is. Yeah, he's leaving. Bye, DeJoy. You take your heartbreak with you because... the only thing I got for you is a Band-Aid. Okay, so DeJoy's gone. Let's see, what else do we have? Let's go on to the next page, see what we have. I'm going to do a couple of more and then call it a day. And then we'll do it again later. Usually I highlight these things after I've read them and stuff. Well, I just was not that high functioning yesterday. Okay, so will Governor Newsom be removed from office? I don't feel that at all. Will Governor Cuomo be removed? No, I feel that no. He can get through that. In fact, he can get through that and 6 months later, nobody's going to remember. And they're going to defend him. Newsom, I don't believe he's leaving either, though. I just get these little intuition hits as I'm reading them, so just give me those answers. Let's see, what else do we have? So somebody wanted to know, this is interesting. How does the Mormon faith, LDS officials, view Senator Lee and Senator Romney? what is in store for these two. So let's see what the Utah Mormons think of Romney. Well, here's the first off is that they love him. I literally got open arms. For one thing, he's a Republican. He's against abortion. Done deal, right? Then the second one is that he still votes his conscience and what is right. So they still think that he's doing the right thing. Although they could not bring themselves to vote Democrat because of abortions. That's the only that's the one thing that they will straight Republican ticket every time, anytime, because of abortions. Because any religion, really, whether you're Mormon, Catholic, Baptist, it doesn't matter. They are always against abortion. From what I understand. From what I read, what I've been told. But let's see. Let's throw some cards on it. See what the LDS, what the Mormons think about. I don't know about Senator Lee. He doesn't seem to be, but the Romney is the dominant one. So let's see about Romney. Ooh. Balancing of the forces. So I guess Senator Lee and Senator Romney, the first card up is balancing of the forces. They consider them balanced. Truth, stalemate, difficult choices, indecision, keeping the peace, keeping the balance. It's interesting. Into itself. Keeping the balance. Yeah. It is literally keeping the balance, the apathy, the new beginnings, the free spirit, the Nine of Swords, worry and the suffer. The Magician shows up, the Seven of the caring, the efforts, the taking stock, justice, law and order. They really think that they have a balance. Some, steady progress. And then the Ace of Wands, which is new cycle and enterprise. And the Hierophant, spiritual guidance. They really like their senators. They're okay with them. In fact, I got the star at the bottom. Yeah, they like them. They like them both. They think that they both balance the forces. All right. You do you, Utah. All right, let's see. What else do we have? 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 I think that's about it for this time around for the blitzes. I'm going to keep a hold of these and continue on. I want to do something I haven't done in a while, because he's not president. However, I do want to see how he's feeling about the exposure of his taxes. It is almost, I heard reports that he was teasing about running for 2024. He didn't full on announce it. Is it because he knows he's going to go to jail? I wonder. Does the boy know that he's in big trouble now that they have all the evidence? But let's see. Let's see what's up with the demon. Oh gosh, my cards are just yelling at me today. 10 of Pentacles. Family ties. Achievements. Family ties. Because I asked about his taxes, right? Family ties. Inheritance. Family ties. That's what he's worried about, his family ties. We also have the Page of Cups, which is creative beginnings, learning new skills. What the underneath is about this is creative block. Oh. He's like a little puppet. There's Mar-a-Lago. He wants to be there. Successful establishment. Rest before the next stage. He doesn't. Queen of Cups. Hanged Man. Justice. The Star and the Hierophant. He has to work on his defense. He has to work on his defense. He's still working on letting go of the presidency. He's still working on whatever happened prior to him having to go to Mar-a-Lago. This is his base. This is where he wants to be. We have the Queen of Wands, good advice, popular. So he's listening to everybody. Yeah, you have to do this. You have to continue on. You have to make money for the Republicans. You're our bank. You're our bank. Because the King of Cups shows in this strength and diplomacy, meaning that the Republicans are using him to temper, balance it with the supporters. And then we have justice and equality, fairness and truth, and cause and effect. Cause and effect is probably what this means most. Cause and effect. We need you to make money for us. And he's still the star. But the Hierophant shows up, self-control and discipline. Discipline shows up for 45. So he will be disciplined. This is the judges, this is the courts, this is the practicality, the traditions, because courts always represents traditions in this country, and structure. He will be disciplined. He will be disciplined over his money, and he'll have new beginnings. And what he's been tied up with the family he's been tied up with. So yeah, and then the Knight of Swords, conflict, sudden action. Yeah. All right. Thanks, everyone. You have a wonderful day. I don't think there's anything that I forgot. Oh well. Be kind, no matter what. Thanks.